अस्सलाम वालेकुम स्टूडेंट्स। आई होप एवरीथिंग इज़ गोइंग वेल। रमज़ान भी सही चल रहा हो और ये अब आखिरी अशरा आ गया है, विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। सो जहाँ आप साथ साथ नमाज़ें पढ़ रहे हैं, दुआएं कर रहे हैं, वहाँ बिफोर ईद हॉलीडेज़ दिस इज़ द लास्ट लेक्चर, लास्ट वीक ऑफ लेक्चर्स। सो 3 लेक्चर्स हैं। अच्छा, वैसे भी हमारे कोर्स का जो कोर्स मटेरियल है वो ख़त्म हो गया है सारा कोर्स का। दिस वीक वुड बी योर लास्ट वीक। ये लास्ट 3 लेक्चर्स हैं, कंप्यूटर एथिक्स एंड द इंटरनेट। और कल जो लेक्चर है आपका वो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी के बारे में है। एंड देन ऑन वेडनेसडे देयर आर सम केस स्टडीज़ दैट वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग, इंपॉर्टेंट केस स्टडीज़. So this is in that terms this is the last week in terms of the course. Also, just to remind you, Friday is the last. Well, actually Wednesday is the deadline. I mean, when you should submit your semester project, but Friday is the deadline. So don't come to me after come to me, sir. I had an internet problem, sir. 15 I was 15 minutes late or 30 minutes late. I didn't know the time and this and that. Try to submit by Wednesday. Okay, on your semester project worksheet, I have written 20th May, but then the deadline is 22nd May. So after 22nd May, I will not accept because then Eid holidays will come, and after Eid holidays, I will be checking your semester project. In the Eid holiday week, we will not have any classes. Then after the Eid holiday week, there would be one last week of your classes. In that, we will discuss your semester project. I'm planning to have your semester project report Viva. So most probably in that week, I will be having semester project report Viva. Okay. So if you've done it yourself, if you whatever you've done, then you shouldn't have any problem. Okay, so today's lecture is computer ethics and internet. Very important. You are computer engineers. Everybody uses computers nowadays, and internet is like everything you want to search, you want to write, you want to do is on internet. You want to listen to music, you want to watch movies, you want to listen to video lectures, you want to search for material for your semester project. Everything is on done on computers and on internet. So ethics concerning computers and internet is very important. You should know what are do's and what are don'ts. So going to the next slide, the table of contents for our lecture today are computer ethics, privacy concerns, intellectual property rights, effects on society, internet ethics for everyone, the don'ts and do's on the internet etiquette, and 10 commandments regarding from the Computer Ethics Institute regarding computer ethics. Okay, so first of all, computer ethics. Ethics are a set of moral principles that govern an individual or a group on which on what is acceptable behavior while using a computer. Computer ethics is a set of moral principles that govern the usage of computers. So when we're talking about computer ethics, it is how you utilize the technology, how you use your computer, for what purpose do you use it for. Do you abuse the computer? Do you use it for any crime or hack any other person's personal property or intellectual property, or do you use it responsibly? One of the common issues of computer ethics is violation of copyright issues. आप सारे स्टूडेंट्स सब के सब पाकिस्तानीज और मास्टर्स इन दिस कि वो इंटरनेट पे जाते हैं, वहाँ जो कुछ मिलता है एग्जैक्ट कॉपी पेस्ट करते हैं, छापा मारते हैं अपनी रिपोर्ट में, अपनी असाइनमेंट में मिला के लिख देते हैं, नो रेफरेंस. व्हाट अबाउट द कॉपीराइट इश्यूज? किसी का आइडिया है, किसी की लिखी हुई मेहनत है, वो उठा के आप डायरेक्ट कॉपी पेस्ट करके मार के तो आप अपनी रिपोर्ट बना लेते हैं, अपना बना लेते हैं. व्हेन यू आर सबमिटिंग योर रिपोर्ट, व्हेन यू आर सबमिटिंग योर प्रोजेक्ट बाय योर नेम, then that means whatever is written in that is written by you. Then you cannot just claim others' work. Okay, so this is the most and the biggest, one of the biggest issues of computer ethics, and that is violation of copyright issues. Duplicating copyrighted content without the author's approval, assessing personal information of others, violating cultural, religious and communal ethical principles. So these are the issues of computer ethics nowadays which you must be looking at. Then there are privacy concerns. What are privacy concerns? Such as hacking, malware, data protection, anonymity. Hacking is unlawful intrusion into a computer or a network. A hacker can intrude through the security levels of a computer system or network and can acquire unauthorized access to other computers. There is another side to hacking, and that is called ethical hacking. What is ethical hacking? There are some ethical hackers in the market. You basically hire them and then you tell them to hack your system in your company or corporation or in your group, and just to check the vulnerability, to check the security features of your system. So the ethical hackers come into your place, or they basically hack into your system, and then they give you suggestions that your system of your corporate system, your computer network system has these flaws and these security glitches, so kindly improve them, so that when a normal hacker or when some abusive hacker tries to hack your system, you know how to you are well protected. Okay. Sorry. Malware means malicious software which is created to impair a computer system. Common malware are viruses, spyware, worms, and Trojan horses. A virus can delete files from a hard drive, while a spyware can collect data from a computer. Now, this is the bad aspect of it. But some people then use these viruses to even correct the problems in your computers. It works like a vaccine, just like antibodies. To kill the virus, we create antiviruses. To kill the bacteria, we create antibacteria. So it's that kind of thing that this malware is created. Some people created to disrupt your system, to impair your computer system, to like a worm or a Trojan horse, and it can delete files and or create multiple files in your system, and have a strong impact on your memory, computer's memory. Then number 3 is data protection, also known as information privacy or data privacy, is the process of safeguarding data which intends to influence a balance between individual privacy rights while still authorizing data to be used for business purposes. So this is called data protection. Anonymity is a way of keeping a user's identity masked through various applications. So some people don't want to show them. They're usually hackers do it. They mask through they go through various servers and they mask themselves so that nobody can identify them. These are some of the privacy concerns in computer ethics: hacking, malware, data protection, anonymity. Then intellectual property rights. This is another, basically this is the topic of tomorrow's lecture. We will discuss in detail tomorrow, but it comes into the computer ethics domain, whereas we need to know what is copyright, what is plagiarism, what is cracking, what is software license. Copyright is a form of IP that gives proprietary publication, distribution, and usage rights for the author. This means that whatever idea the author created cannot be employed or disseminated by anyone else without the permission of the author. Okay, आप किसी की चीज़ copy paste नहीं कर सकते. Plagiarism is an act of copying and publishing another person's work without proper citation. So when you copy paste from somewhere and you don't give any reference, then that is plagiarism. It's like stealing someone else's work and realizing it's releasing it as your own work. Cracking is a way of breaking into a system by getting past the security features of the system. It's a way of skipping the registration and authentication steps when installing a software, and most of you are very used to it. People in Pakistan, they want to use every software, cracked version of the software, but this is totally unethical. You should try to get the proper licensed registered software. Software license allows the use of digital material by following the license agreement. Ownership remains with the original copyright owner. Users are just granted licenses to use the material based on the agreement. So just like your Windows or other softwares, they give you license to use it, although the ownership remains with the original company who made it. Okay. Then effects on society. What are the effects of computer ethics on society? Like number 1 is like jobs. Some jobs have been abolished, while some jobs have become simpler as computers have taken over companies and businesses. This is the other aspect of computers and today's technology, that where You record the companies required 100 people to work. Now they just need one or two people to work on computers and do the needful. So the jobs, people have lost jobs because of that. Things can now be done in just one click, whereas before it takes multiple steps to perform a task. This change may be considered unethical as it limits the skills of the employees also. Before people, before you needed to learn everything, how the thing works, you need to learn the calculations, you needed to learn the timetables, and now computer does everything for you, right? Before even the different calculations that people were used to in the old age, now computers do them, so you don't need to even learn them. There are also ethical concerns on health and safety of employees. Getting sick from constant sitting, staring at computer screens, and typing on keyboard or clicking on the mouse. The number two impact is on the society is the environmental impact. Environment has been affected by computers and the internet, since so much time spent using computer increases energy usage, which in turn increases the emission of greenhouse gases. There are ways where we can save energy, like limiting computer time and turning off the computer, or putting on sleep mode but not in use. Some people just leave the offices, especially they leave the computer on and go by their business, thinking, oh, it's using energy, it doesn't matter. But if you're not using it, put it on sleep or mode, or put it turn it off. Buying energy efficient computers with Energy Star label. Nowadays you can buy energy efficient computers which have Energy Star label. It can also help save the environment. So the third effect on society is social impact. Computers and the internet help people stay in touch with family and friends. Social media has been very popular nowadays, especially in these lockdown times. Computer gaming influence society both positively and negatively. Positive effects are improved hand-eye coordination, stress relief, and improved strategic thinking. Negative effects are addiction of gamers, isolation from the real world, and exposure to violence, and thinking that everything that is happening in the game is also happening in the real world. So totally your mind is living in that game and you can't come out of it. And some children just don't realize what is reality. They think everything is a game. Computer technology helps the government in improving services to its citizens. Advanced databases can hold huge data being collected and analyzed by the government. Computer technology aids businesses by automating processes, reports, and analysis. So these are some of the effects they have on society. But mainly nowadays, one of the best positive use is that when people are on lockdown, staying home, they could just die if there was no computer or internet. I mean, let's think of a lockdown without a computer and internet, and just closed in a room or in a small house doing nothing. Well, there are some other games, some other things that you can do with your family, but of course computers and internet has helped a lot in this lockdown. Especially now you're doing online education, and I'm doing online teaching, and this is all because of computer internet. If this wasn't here, we couldn't have done this, and all of this, your time had been lost. And and in your age, at this the loss of time is utmost important. Okay, time is money, time is most precious. So losing all these months and then restarting again in September, basically you would have lost your semester. So where you would have graduated in 4 years, because of the loss of one semester, you would graduate in 4.5 years, and that's a sheer loss of precious time. Okay, internet ethics for everyone. Internet ethics means acceptable behavior for using internet. We should be honest, respect the rights and property of others on the internet. So there are some properties of internet ethics, such as acceptance. One has to accept the internet is not a value free zone. It means World Wide Web is a place where values are considered in the broadest sense. So we must take care while shaping content and services, and we should recognize that internet is not apart from universal society, but it's a primary component of it. So number one is acceptance. Number two is avoid bad language. Please, 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 whatever you write on the internet, whatever you do on chatting, right, it becomes a proof. Avoid bad language. Don't use bad language. Okay, hide personal information. Don't share your personal information with everyone. While downloading internet is used to listen and learn about music, it's all used to watch videos and play games. We must not use it to download them or share copyrighted material. So try to avoid nowadays computer internet is so fast, we don't need to download things. You can just go and watch on internet. You can watch on YouTube and listen to music and watch movies. But when you download and share them, you're doing something that is against the law. You're violating the copyright law. Okay. Sensitivity to national and local cultures. You must be sensitive when you are talking to people across multicultural environment. It belongs to all, and there is no barrier of national and local cultures. It cannot be subject to one set of values like the local TV channel or the local newspaper. We have to accommodate multiplicity of usage. So when you're talking to people of other ethnic and other religious people, you must be very careful and sensitive and not to hurt others' feelings. While using email and chatting, internet must be used for communication with family and friends. Avoid chatting with strangers and forwarding emails from unknown people. Some people just get an email, oh, something has happened, without even verifying, without even knowing, especially on WhatsApp, people just forward it. Oh, first verify it. If you forward something without verifying, you become part of the lying process and you become a liar. Okay. We must be aware of risks involved in chatting, forwarding emails to strangers. Pretending to be someone else. You must not use internet to fool others by pretending to be someone else. Some people want to hide. Some guys become girls and some girls become guys and show it like that and hide their actual personality. I don't know why they do it, but it's so unethical. Access to internet. The internet is a time efficient tool for everyone that enlarges the possibilities for curriculum growth. Learning depends on the ability to find relevant and reliable information quickly and easily, and to select, understand, and access the information. Searching for information on the internet can help to develop these skills. Classroom exercises and take home assessment tasks, where students are required to compare website content, are ideal for alerting students to the requirements of writing for different audiences. The purpose of particular content, identifying and judging accuracy and reliability. Since many sites adopt particular views about issues, the internet is a very useful tool for developing the skills of distinguishing fact from opinion and exploring subjectivity and objectivity. So internet is an excellent tool for students who are doing research, who are writing reports, who are learning, but they just have to be ethical. When they're writing reports, they're learning, internet is providing so much good things to them. They must be ethical of not copy pasting and always giving references to the authors, not using their content. If people keep on doing that, what will happen? Then when somebody comes with a great idea, with some fantastic write-up, he will not share on internet, because he knows there are people there to copy paste and snatch his idea and snatch his things from there. And he will only share it in password protected or in those journals which are paid journals, and then you will not have access to them. But if you become ethical, then you will have open access to all these people's writings, because they would also be fearless to put the material on the internet, because nobody would be copy pasting them. And if somebody wants to use it, they will first ask permission from the author or give reference to that material. Hate speech is not forbidden constitutionally. Remember, hate speech is your worst enemy. Don't do hate speech. Internet a source of for racist and hate groups. So please be careful. Okay. The don'ts and do's on the internet etiquette. So don'ts. Do not type in all capital letters. Some people want to, when they're sending messages on groups or sending messages to their teacher, they write in capital letters. This is unethical. This is taken as a form of shouting on the internet when you write everything on capital letters or bold letters. Don't be rude or discautious. Don't write lengthy emails. Don't break the law. Don't use text formatting such as italic or bold. All systems can't read this information. Okay. What you need to do on the internet: be kind and considerate. Always identify who you are. Okay. If you're real man, if you're real girl, if you're talking the right way, then just say yes, this is who I am. Use correct spelling and grammar. When you write something, first check and then press enter or forward. Check your email promptly. Emails nowadays people check WhatsApp more promptly, but your emails can also be regulated to your mobile phone. So whenever you get an email, you can check on your mobile phone. Treat others as you would like to be treated. So remember, on internet, when you're chatting, when you're talking to people, treat others as you would like to be treated. If you're using foul languages, bad languages, then others can also use it against you. Okay, so be nice, be kind, be considerate. The 10 Commandments, Computer Ethics Institute. So let's say there is an institute called Computer Ethics, and there are 10 commandments that you must always have in your mind. Number 1, thou shalt not use a computer to harm other people. So computer will always be used for the right purpose, not to harm other people. Okay, हकूकुल इबाद का ख्याल रखना है, किसी को नुकसान नहीं पहुँचाना, किसी बंदे को ऐसे इसके ज़रिए से नुकसान नहीं पहुँचाना. Thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. जो दूसरे लोग काम कर रहे हैं उनके कंप्यूटर के काम से आप इंटरफेयर नहीं करें. ओके, Thou shalt not snoop around in other people's computer files. भी क्या दूसरों की चीज़ें में देखने में क्या तुम है, वो दूसरा क्या कर रहा है, दिखाओ ज़रा, तुम अपनी फाइल दिखाओ ज़रा. Why are you snooping around other people's files? Do your own work. Thou shalt not use a computer to steal. चोरी करने के लिए और कुछ चीज़ कम रह गई थी कि आपने कंप्यूटर भी इस्तेमाल करना शुरू करना. People use computers to steal not only money but other people's work and many other things. And sometimes cameras are used through computers to steal. Thou shalt not use a computer to bear false witness. गलत गवाही नहीं देनी. जिस तरह आम जिंदगी में गवाही गलती नहीं, इस तरह कंप्यूटर के अंदर भी गलत गवाही नहीं देनी. Thou shalt not copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid. कॉपी पेस्ट नहीं करना और क्रैक्ड सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं इस्तेमाल करना है. प्रोप्राइटरी जो सॉफ्टवेयर जिसके लिए आपने पेमेंट नहीं की, क्यों इस्तेमाल करते हैं? कल आप कंप्यूटर जैसे कल आपको सॉफ्टवेयर बनाएंगे, कल आपकी बनाई हुई चीज़ कोई मुफ्त में इस्तेमाल कर लेगा, अच्छा लगेगा आपको, कोई पेमेंट नहीं मिलेगी आपको. Thou shalt not use other people's computer resources without authorization or proper compensation. Thou shalt not appropriate other people's intellectual output. Thou shalt think about the social consequences of the program you're writing or the system you are designing. Thou shalt always use a computer in ways that ensure consideration and respect for your fellow humans. Okay, so these are the 10 commandments. I hope you will remember them, or at least they stay in the back of your mind. So this was just a small lecture on computer ethics and the internet. I hope most of the things you already know. It's not that you're a little kid or a little child, but these are ethics that when you maintain in your real life, you must also maintain them when using computer and also internet. Okay. Chanji, thank you very much. Thank you for today's lecture. कल का lecture IP के बारे में, intellectual property के बारे में है. So see you tomorrow for that lecture. और जो third lecture जैसा मैंने शुरू में बताया था आपको, वो case studies के बारे में है. And this week again, just to remind you, this week is your week for semester project submission, which is supposed to be on Wednesday, but the deadline, the final deadline is Friday. So if you've done it by Wednesday, just submit. Don't wait for the last day. Okay? फिर आप कहेंगे जी टाइम गुजर गया, मैं उस वक्त लाइट चली गई थी, सो मैं जमा करा था तो इंटरनेट चला गया. सो स्टार्ट ऑन वेडनेसडे, और जब आपका वेडनेसडे थर्सडे just submit it. Okay, okay ji, thank you very much. See you tomorrow for the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.